Hello everyone, welcome to another episode with Rusi Baby. As a single guy, as a single lady searching for love, have we ever sat down and wondered why people hurt you, why they use and dump you, why they drain you? My dear, it's not bad luck. You could see it as the world being cruel to you, but sometimes you also have to see it in another dimension, because the answer to why people keep using and dumping you could be staring at you right in the mirror. Today's episode is going to be deeply self-reflective. Yes, because healing starts when the truth enters. Nobody prays to be in a toxic relationship, but sometimes some people just see themselves in that situation. You get? So, for some people, it is their fault. The problem is from them. Yeah, it's kind of their fault that they attract the wrong people to themselves. They attract people that will use and dump them, people that don't want to build a future with them, someone that just wants to use them to pass time. For some people, it is not their fault. So I just want to briefly talk about people that the problem could be from them. You understand? So today's episode, I'm going to be talking about some uncomfortable but yet life-changing reasons why you keep attracting toxic people to yourself. So let's quickly dive in what we have for today's episode. But of course, before I begin, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not. Also like and comment on my videos as well. Thank you so much for that. So what are some of the reasons why you keep attracting toxic people to yourself? Number one, if you don't have clear boundaries, it's one of the reasons. See, toxic people like people with blurry lines, people that don't know how to say no. If you don't know how to say no to a person, you become their playground. As a woman, as a single lady, I know you're in search of a boyfriend, you want a husband. You don't have to be desperate about it. Know how to set clear boundaries. It is very important. As a woman, you should have standards. It's not every single Tom, Dick, and Harry that asks you out you say yes to. As a woman, don't ever be that type of woman. You shouldn't be that type of woman. You cannot be saying yes to everybody. You need to observe that person's character. You could be in the talking stage with that person. Observe that person's character before you even move to the dating stage, so that you don't end up falling into the wrong hands. At least at that talking stage, you get to know that person, and at least you know whether the person is good for you or not. For example, I heard about a story of a particular lady. She was in search of love. She wanted a man in her life, someone she could settle down with, She needed a husband. Searching for love, yeah. So, what I'm trying to point out is you have to learn to set clear boundaries. You should have standards as a woman. So this lady, she got talking with a particular guy. They were talking, always calling each other, checking up on each other. They go out, eat together, just, just always chatting and calling, that kind of thing. The relationship has not yet been defined. They have not started dating. They are just talking at this talking stage, early stage of their friendship. But this guy started acting funny after some time. Every time he would borrow money from this lady, every time he's always borrowing money from her, and the woman will never hesitate to give him money. He's always borrowing, even when it's not convenient for her. Even when she doesn't have, she will go and borrow from someone else to give to the guy, probably out of guilt. I don't know. She kept on giving and giving and giving and giving. She could not say no. She was even saying that she didn't know how to say no, because I don't know, she said she didn't want the guy to get offended. I don't know. To the extent that she even borrowed money from the bank to give the guy. Not like she borrowed money to give the guy for investment or business or something. a large amount of money just because he asks. She doesn't even know the reason why the guy asked for such an amount of money. The point I'm trying to make is, number one, that relationship has not been defined. Number two, she's giving that money out of guilt. Guilt is not love. Number three, she could not even set boundaries. She could not say no. She had this fear that maybe if she didn't give the guy money, the guy would leave her. I feel your pain. I understand you. But if people notice that you're that naive and feeble-minded, they will take advantage of you. Maybe it could be that the lady is a cheerful giver. She loves to give whenever someone asks her. But please, learn to set clear boundaries. Such giving out of guilt should not be. It should not be, because that is not love. So please, as a woman, know how to set boundaries. You should have standards. It is not everybody that asks you out you say yes to. It is not everybody that comes your way you must enter into a relationship with, then you now come out because the person is not good. No. Have standards as a woman. You could be attracting toxic people to yourself because you crave for validation more than respect in that relationship. You're in a relationship with someone, the person treats you poorly but always compliments your appearance, and for that reason you stay. You remain in that relationship because to you, to be seen is far more better than to be respected. You're in a toxic relationship because the person tells you that you're beautiful. The person uses sweet mouth to wash you, always knows how to compliment your beauty. Even if they're not even committed to that relationship, you're still there. This quest for validation that you value more than respect, it could be what is attracting toxic people to yourself. Respect is much more important than any form of validation. You don't need anybody to tell you that you're beautiful. Yes, compliments are good, especially when it's coming from someone that you're in a relationship, someone you love. But you should not be craving for validation more than respect. You should not overlook the disrespect because of the compliments and the validation a person gives you in a relationship. You could be attracting the wrong people, the toxic people to yourself because you're used to dysfunction. You're used to having toxic people around you. Maybe in the environment where you grew up, you're used to shouting, yelling, fighting, war, chaos. So such upbringing now made you get used to such a thing at your adulthood stage. So now that you're now in a relationship as an adult, peace now feels boring. Chaos is what you're familiar with. So even when you're in a bad relationship, your nervous system is always want something that you're used to. You understand? And that is why you're just used to it. So that could be the problem because of your upbringing. So you could be attracting toxic people to yourself because of the environment you're used to. Because you're used to war, chaos, dysfunction. It is really bad. You could be attracting the wrong people to yourself because you're in the habit of making excuses for your partner's bad character. Every time you always make excuses. You feel like if you love that person so much enough that it will fix their bad character. You feel like you're in a relationship with a liar and a cheat, someone that doesn't even treat you well, and you just still remain in that relationship out of pity. You feel like with time that your love for them will fix them. My dear, love does not fix bad character. It is not the amount of love you give to that person that will stop that person from being bad. If the person decides to change, that person will change. You understand? So as a person, you have to have standards. You have to have what you want, know what you want in a partner. Don't marry anybody out of pity. Don't love anybody out of pity. Oh, let me just pity this person and just love him or her. Maybe their bad character is as a result of bad childhood. To pity somebody is good, but don't love anybody out of pity. Pity is not love. Don't love anybody out of guilt. Have and know what you want in a partner. Those your standards will guide you. You could be attracting the wrong people to yourself because you're in the habit of ignoring red flags, all because of the fear of being alone. So you would rather be in a toxic relationship than to be single. For example, even when you see signs of bad behavior, you see signs of hot-temperedness, you see the obvious signs of domestic violence at the relationship stage, instead of you to come out of such toxic relationship before you even get to the married stage, you open your mouth and say, as in what you used to encourage yourself in that toxic relationship is that you're better than people that don't have any partner. And that is really bad. Because if you die in that toxic relationship, the people that are single will be better than you. So don't make excuses for anyone's bad, terrible, this is not even bad behavior. It is terrible behavior. Don't make excuses for such a partner. Come out, save yourself first. If you keep making excuses for that, you keep attracting the wrong people to yourself. You deserve better. Don't make excuses for something that is draining you. Draining your energy, draining your money, draining your mental health. Please, you can never be happy in such relationship. If you feel that being needed is the same as being loved, you could be attracting the toxic people to yourself. You always fall for broken people because you feel like they need you. You always make excuses, or rather, okay, let me say, always rescue your partner from their bad decisions, their bad behavior, their addictions, and so many other bad things they do, because they need you. And because you keep offering that help, you now feel like they love you, they need you, they can't do without you. What they love is your help, not you. And because of that, you tell yourself, because of the help you keep offering to them, that they will always love you and all of that. No, do not ever keep yourself in such a position. When you lack self-worth, it could be what is attracting toxic people to you. You don't believe you deserve better. You don't believe you deserve a good relationship. You don't believe you deserve a healthy love. And for that reason, you remain in a toxic relationship. You remain in a relationship where you're being humiliated, you're being criticized, you're not even happy. But some reasons, for reasons best known to you, you just believe you deserve such a relationship. My dear, know your self-worth. It is very important, so that you don't end up thinking that you deserve something bad. You don't deserve to be loved. No, don't ever have such mindset, so that your mind, the mind is very powerful, so that your mind doesn't attract such people that will treat you bad the way you always say you deserve. So be careful the way you position your mind when it comes to relationship and love. Know your self-worth. When you confuse control for care, that is another reason. When someone monitors your every move, you begin to feel like, oh, this person cares about me so much. You're in a relationship with a person and the person monitors you so much. Like the person is always trying to control. You go out, the person is asking, where are you going to? You come in, where are you coming from? You just get off the phone, who are you talking with? Who is this person? Why are you standing with this person? Why are you talking to such a person? Who is that? Who are you talking to? My dear, that is not protection. That is possession. And some people know how to display this level of control. Such level of control, please, is toxic. How long are you going to continue such a relationship where the person acts so insecure, immature, like so controlling? So please, my dear, do not confuse control for care. They are two different things. When you romanticize struggle, it could be the reason why you keep attracting toxic people to yourself. You have this mindset that Real love is more like a combat. It should be dramatic. It should be filled with ups and downs. If you're not fighting in that relationship all the time, if you guys are not quarreling all the time, then that relationship has not started. For example, whenever your friends ask you about your relationship, you say yes, that you guys fight and argue all the time, that it is out of passion. My dear, that is not passion. That is emotional instability. And if you have that mindset that the relationship must be filled with ups and downs, must be filled with fights, if there is no drama in your relationship, then that relationship is fake. Then you will keep attracting such people to yourself. See, I know of a lady, beautiful young lady. She was in a relationship with a guy for over a year, and she called off the relationship because she said that her only problem, the reason why she called off the relationship with the guy, is because she said they have never had one single misunderstanding from the very first day of that relationship, and for that reason that she cannot remain in such a relationship. And I was wondering, because I was looking at her reason from two different dimensions. One, it could be that maybe the guy has been pretending, relationship that is over a year old. It could be that the guy has been pretending. And also, it could be that it's just the guy's personality. He's not that type of person. But the woman feels like at least there should be drama. There should be quarrel. There should be ups and downs. There should be fights in that relationship for it to be called a real relationship. For it to be that you're not pretending. No. When you don't trust your gut, that is another problem. You keep having this feeling that something is just off about this person, but you don't know what it is. But you because you doubt yourself, you keep waving off that feeling. You keep ignoring that thing that is telling you that something is just off about this person. From the very first day that you went on a date with that person, you have been having this weird, unusual feeling that something is just off about this person, but you can't really place it. But because you doubt yourself, and because you feel like that person checked all your boxes, you now decide to ignore such strong feeling that you're having. But you have to learn to trust yourself. Know and find out why you keep having that weird feeling about that person. There was just something about that person that you don't know how to place it. You're just having a weird feeling about that person. Sometimes you have to trust your gut. When you always accept the love you think you deserve, that could be another way of attracting toxic people to yourself. Maybe you grew up with unhealthy examples, and because of that, you just have this in your mindset that you don't deserve a good relationship. You don't deserve to be loved properly. So anyhow relationship that comes your way, you will manage it. And for that reason, even when a toxic relationship, a toxic partner, obviously toxic person comes your way, you accept that person because you feel like, anyhow you will manage. That after all, you don't deserve that high class love that you see people have. See, the mind, like I said before, the mind is very powerful. Do not have that mindset that you don't deserve to be loved properly. You don't deserve to be loved better, because it will make you keep attracting toxic people to yourself, because you feel you don't deserve good things, so bad things will keep coming to you. So be careful what you wish for yourself. When you move too fast, that is another way of attracting toxic people to yourself. Anytime a relationship, something that looks like a relationship comes your way, you're already moving too fast. That is really bad. You always dive into any relationship that comes your way, even when you've not even gotten to know the person, their character, their values. You don't even know anything about the person. You're already talking about relationship. For example, you just met a person, and after 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, you guys are already saying I love you too. Someone you don't even know anything about, and after a month, you're already saying you're in a relationship with the person. You're emotionally entangled with someone you don't know. My dear, you could end up with a toxic person if you keep moving too fast. Take your time. Get to know that person before you start mentioning relationship. When you don't heal between relationships, that is a problem. You move from one relationship to the next with wounds from your past toxic relationship. That is really bad. Because if you carry those wounds, the emotional wounds from your past toxic relationship into the new one, it will definitely affect that new relationship. Take your time to heal. If you just got out of a toxic relationship, wonderful. That is good. You just saved yourself from more damage. Then just give yourself time. Take your time, heal emotionally. Take your time to just brighten up your emotions, become better before you enter the next available relationship. It is very important because those emotional wounds will definitely affect the new relationship if you don't heal from them. If you ignore how a person treats other people, you could end up in a toxic relationship. Because that person is nice to you and you alone, it doesn't matter how they treat other people, how they treat their family members, how they treated their ex, how they treat people that they even meet along the way. Maybe when you guys go out to eat or something, how they treat the waiters, how they treat people that pass them by, maybe someone that mistakenly steps on them. These are little observations you should be making. They are very important. Do not ignore how a person treats other people, someone you want to be in a relationship with. Anytime that your partner talks, the few times or anytime your partner talks about their ex, it's always that their ex is mad, stupid, useless, possessed, animal. And you think it's okay because that person is nice to you and you alone. My dear, be very careful. If not, you yourself can become the next mad and stupid ex if you're not careful. When you don't set standards for yourself, you don't know what you want in a partner, you end up settling for anything that comes your way. You don't have a list of non-negotiables, things that you can never tolerate in a partner, things that is a no-no for you. My dear, you end up with anything. You say you want a honest partner, that a chronic liar is a no-no for you, but when a chronic liar comes your way, you settle. When you don't set non-negotiable standards for yourself, I'm not saying unrealistic standards, no. I'm saying that everybody should have standards that they set for themselves. This is what I want in a partner. Even if the person doesn't check all your boxes, at least there should be some things that, okay, this person must have it. If not, it's a no. You say you want loyalty. It's a non-negotiable standard for you. If you say you want loyalty, if it's a non-negotiable standard for you, then fine. You shouldn't settle for someone that is a chronic cheat. Yes. So set standards and stand by those standards. Although your standards should be flexible, but it should be to an extent. Not settle for anything that comes your way. And finally, for today's episode, if you haven't done the inner work yet, my dear, you will continue to attract toxic people to yourself. Look, toxic attracts toxic. If you're toxic, you continue to attract toxic people. So if you don't want toxic people, let the change start from you. You change your mindset, change your character. Do not be toxic so that you don't attract toxic people to you. If as a woman you want to marry a good husband, become a good wife first. As a man, you want a good wife, become a good husband first. In summary, what I'm trying to say is, look, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you think you're worthy of. So if you don't want to be attracting toxic people, stop entertaining them. All you have to do is to respect yourself. And when you respect yourself, toxicity becomes unattractive. So if you don't want it, avoid it totally. If you're toxic, change so that you stop attracting toxic people to yourself. So I'd also love to hear what you guys have to say. I'll be waiting in the comment section. Which point do you think hits you the most? And what do you think about today's video? I would really love to hear you guys' opinions, so I'll be waiting in the comment section. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share as well. So that is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching.